We've been waiting for this day for ages, but now it is finally here. It really feels like a very sad day for the football club. For weeks, maybe even months, I've been here on this channel saying how desperate I was for the season to end. The results were bad, but more than that, the performances made it even harder to watch. At times, watching our beloved club felt like a chore, and this is something none of us ever want to feel. This is why we all wanted this season to be over, so the players could get the rest they clearly need, the club could regroup, and we could go again next season with a fresh start. Hopefully with new signings, a better squad, and under whoever the manager ends up being. But then again, when the day actually came, it hit differently. Seeing the two club legends like Salah and Robertson make their last appearance for this club in the same game made us wish this day never came. We spent so long wanting the season to end, but when the final whistle came, it did not feel like relief. It felt like the end of something very special. But we will leave the emotions out of today's video because Mo and Robbo deserve their own separate and dedicated video. They deserve more than just a few minutes in a match reaction, so today let us focus on the game itself. Let us explore what happened, how the match played out, and how we finished the season. And unfortunately, this game could almost be used as a summary for the whole campaign. Now guys, before we do proceed, this is our last match reaction of the season, and I think we've literally covered every single game that Liverpool have played. Now going into the summer, we are expecting a very busy transfer window, but we need help from you to give us ideas. What sort of deep dives do you want to see on this channel going into the summer? As always, guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and let us get into the match reaction. See, this season, one of our biggest problems has been creating chances consistently. And even though we created over 2xG in this game, the same issues were still there. A lot of our chances did not really come from controlled attacking play. They mostly came from set pieces or from transitional moments where Brentford were pushing forward because they needed a result to secure European football. So yes, the numbers may look decent, but the way those chances came about still tells the same story. From the first few minutes, we could see how direct we were trying to be. We kept looking for those long switches towards Salah, almost hoping he could just take the ball, beat his man, and make something happen by himself. And that has been a big theme of the season as well. Too often, instead of building attacks with clear patterns and control, we ended up relying on individual quality to solve problems. Sometimes it works because we have special players, but over a full season, that is not enough. Even the only goal we scored came from a transition. Here you can see Van Dijk reading the play well and intercepting the through ball. The ball then ricocheted towards Jones, who thankfully managed to stop it and head it in towards Szoboszlai's path. Szoboszlai did well to head it towards Gakpo, and Gakpo played a first-time switch out wide to Salah. What is impressive here is not only the Trivela assist from Salah, even though we will get to that in a second, it is also the run Jones made from deep. He starts the move by keeping the ball alive, but then he does not just stand and admire the play. He continues his run, attacks the space, and crashes the box at the perfect time to meet the cross. That kind of run is so important, especially in a game where we're not creating much through normal build-up play. Now going back to what we just ignored for a moment, that was a terrific assist from the Egyptian king. The Trivela was the perfect choice there because it makes the cross much harder for the keeper to deal with. If Salah plays it normally, the keeper might have a chance to come out and go around and claim it. But because Salah uses the outside of his foot, the ball keeps moving away from the keeper, which makes it almost impossible for him to attack the cross. He also put enough power on the ball, which is just as important. The cross is not floated or hopeful. It is driven into a dangerous area, and that means Jones, any other Liverpool player, or even a Brentford defender only needs to make contact and the ball could end up in the net. That is what makes the assist so good. It's flashy and effective, and it gives the players in the box every chance to score. The second best chance we had in this game also came from a transition, which again shows that we might struggle to create against settled blocks. Here you can see Brentford preparing to take a free kick. Once they played it into the middle of the box, Alisson calmly claimed the ball and immediately looked forward. And before we continue with what happened in the rest of the sequence, let us stop for a second and talk about Alisson. We really do not appreciate how good Alisson actually is. It has been a while without the Brazilian between the posts, and now that he was back in this game, you could clearly see what we have missed when he has been absent. In the first half, he made a crucial save from close range, denying Brentford what looked like a clear goal. Then throughout the game, he kept claiming crosses, calming things down, and making the right decisions with his distribution. That is something Mamardashvili has struggled with at times. With Alisson, you feel like the whole team becomes calmer because he takes pressure away from the defense. He catches balls that the other keepers might punch. He starts the attacks before the other team even gets set. And in this sequence, that is exactly what happened. Alisson's long throw immediately put us on the front foot and took us from defense to attack in less than a second. Just like that, we were in a 4 against 3 situation, and Brentford was suddenly running back towards their own goal. From there, a Hungarian duo managed to combine nicely. Szoboszlai carried the ball forward, played it at the right time, and then got himself into a position to receive it again before finding the cross into Wirtz. Unfortunately, the German could not turn that chance into a goal, but again, the main point is clear. One of our biggest chances of the game came from a fast transition, not from breaking Brentford down when they were set. That has been one of the biggest problems of the season, and this game showed it again. Now, we can all agree that this has been an extremely mediocre campaign. Everybody knows that. However, we believe we still need to be careful with how we judge everything. Of course, Slot has made mistakes, and not just small mistakes either. There were so many this season where it felt like he kept repeating the same problems over and over again. Sometimes it felt like we were watching the same game every week, just with a different opponent. The structure was not always right. In fact, it was almost always wrong, especially when defending. The midfield looked open too many times, and opponents were able to carve through us consistently, which all goes down to Slot's flawed out-of-possession system. On the other hand, the attack looked disconnected. We thought that was normal at the start of the season, since we made a lot of new signings. But unfortunately, we still saw the same issues at the closing stages of the season. That is why the frustration is understandable. Fans are not angry for no reason. We have watched this team drop points, lose control of games, and look completely out of ideas too often this season. But at the same time, if Slot is going to stay at the club, then we need to support him properly. Now, before everyone jumps in the comments, we're not saying we should be supporting him blindly and pretending everything was fine, because it was not. But we also cannot ignore the fact that this season has affected by something much bigger than football. Jota's death changed everything. It is impossible to go through something like that as a squad, as a club, and as a group of people then expect everybody to just move normally like nothing happened. Footballers are professionals, but they're still human beings. They train together every day, they travel together, they share dressing rooms, jokes, pressure, wins, losses, and difficult moments. So when something like that happens, it does not just disappear after one tribute or one emotional night. It stays with the players, it stays with the staff, it stays with the whole club. So yes, this season was disappointing. Yes, Slot deserves criticism for a lot of the decisions he made, but we also have to understand the context around the season. In many ways, it felt like the campaign was thrown off completely, and from that point, it was always going to be difficult to bring everything back together. Now, the important thing is what happens next. If Slot stays, he has to learn. He cannot keep making the same mistakes again next season. But the club also has to back him and give this team the chance to reset properly, because after a season like this, everybody needs it. That's all from us, guys, but do let us know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please do consider hitting the like button and subscribing for more.